All right, so I'm live on all my platforms. Take these out real quick. Just want to make this quick video, and let me see how my YouTube is looking before I get into it. Make sure I'm not blurry because it doesn't look blurry much on my end, but sometimes it's blurry on the other end. So let me see how YouTube is looking. Hello, thank you, Jesus. Jesus always had my back. So you are coming in. Hello, Brandon from Raleigh, North Carolina. Just want to share with you some breaking news that on May 12th, right, there are some people who are actually looking for ways to grow their money. And a little history about Bitcoin. The current price right now is $8,972. And we know that is very volatile, meaning that from 1 minute to the next, the price is jumping up and down, right? So what's going on with Bitcoin? Every 4 years, it's something that's called a halving that takes place, which means half of the profits or half of the currency or crypto available is reduced, right? The miners and the reduction of the availability of the cryptocurrency. So the last halving was in 2016, and it was the supply and demand was reduced, and that's 17 months later, in July of 2016, Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin or the cost or the investment of Bitcoin was exactly between $600 and $630. 17 months later, in 2017, the following year, December of 2017, that price peaked to its highest where Bitcoin hit $20,000. And then the halving before that, which was 2012, because Bitcoin was adopted or it came into play after the Great Recession, right? It also did the same thing. Let me get my notes out here. November 28th of 2012, it also increased in its production a year, or its price demand a year later. You could have gotten in for as little as $11, right? And then it picked up to 1,000. And so many people economists are predicting that this time of the halving, of which the supplies couldn't have, that it can go up to high as 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, right? So in short, a big wealth transfer, a big transfer of wealth. And so you have to know, hello from Buffalo, New York. You have to know seasons, right? This is happening at the time of one of the greatest global depression we will experience as a country, right, in the United States. And so that's what makes this timing now so critical and so crucial, right? And so the more, as they said, they just approved Steve Mnuchin of the Feds, Nucci Bucci, just approved for almost $2.99 trillion more stimulus into the economy. The more that money is either digitalized out or printed out or giving out, the higher the value of Bitcoin will increase, physical gold and physical silver, right? Family said, let's cash flow. less cash flow. So I have included the link in the description. Just, wanted to let you know the requirements, though. It is a minimum of $1,000 is the minimum amount that you can purchase. But again, it's $1,000 and you can purchase Bitcoin on May 12th from that link in coin. I'm sorry, I'm saying Coinbase, crypto.com, not Coinbase. Take that back. From crypto.com, it will give you opportunity on May 12th to purchase this Bitcoin at 50% off. So I put the link in the description, so you can just easily go to the link, enroll, and May 12th, if you have it, get your money together. I don't know who this is that's coming on. If you don't understand what I'm saying, I'm speaking plain English. What am I talking about? Hello, Life Media Pro. Hello, hello, hello. So, I'm just coming to make this very quick video to just tell you that if you have that and you want to study the history of Bitcoin halving from 2012 until 2016, right? Again, in 2016, the last halving, you could have purchased or invested in Bitcoin for $700. 17 months later, right? 17 months later, it was in December, it hit $20,000 from 700. And so it was $11 November 28 in 2012 at the time of the halving. Again, which means production is cut in half, right? Hello from Central Georgia. And then it went to $1,000, right? That same a year later in 2012. So every time the supply and demand was cut for Bitcoin, it had big growth, big exponentials. Again, research on your own. Bitcoin halving. I'm not, good evening, everyone, Mr. Mentor. Not giving financial advice. I'm giving you financial education. You need to position yourself properly for wealth transfer, because it's only two scenarios that's going to happen out of this, right? Either you're going to be a part of the movement that's going to increase your financial peace and prosperity and financial state, or you're going to be left behind. People, there is no returns right now in the stock market that can give you the returns that Bitcoin, according to history. I tell people history may not always repeat itself, right? Not always the same way, right? It's not the swine flu, or, now it's another health epidemic. So it may not repeat itself, but it often rhymes. So if you know anything about history, right before a great economic reset or depression or recession, there was always some type of black swan event, right? And so just want you to use that, get that breaking news. If you use the link that I use in the description, you'll get also a $50 credit for MCO coins as well, right? On the crypto.com Coinbase. MCO is their token, cryptocurrency coin, and they'll give you $50 just for using that link, right? So in other words, you said to stop paying for credit repair. Why? I have not even mentioned anything about credit repair. I have not even mentioned the word credit, I don't think. Who said I said stop paying for credit repair? I'm talking about Bitcoin and Bitcoin halving, and that at crypto.com, if you purchase $1,000 minimal purchase of Bitcoin, you're going to get 50% off. Do people listen to what I say? I don't get it. I thought that I'm speaking English. I don't know. I wish I was bilingual, but I don't know Spanish or any other foreign language. I didn't even mention the word credit, and someone told me, so I'm saying stop paying for credit repair. I'm talking about ways to grow your money, right? Someone on Periscope, right? Oh my God. I've never said anything about stop investing in credit. Why would I do that? And I offer credit consulting. Oh, I get what you're saying. You're saying, I said in previous videos that credit repair or like Lexington Law, month-to-month services, right? That those type of investments, you probably would stop paying for credit repair and get into credit consultation that I offer. And what I mean by that is, number one, people have to, yeah, I do own my own credit consulting and coaching business. I do. Hello, Atlanta. Hello, Atlanta. People get credit restored or negative items, and often businesses, big business like credit, Lexington Law or monthly plans, do a little at a time because you're paying a little at a time. So you're paying for the speed of your results, right? No credit repair business is going to rush to get things deleted when you're paying month to month, right? They're going to do a month to month service based plan, right? Yeah. And so I do credit consultation, which means that not only are the results, and it looks like my video is getting blurry. Hold on one second. This is really annoying me. But if I order another webcam off Amazon, it's going to take me weeks to get it in. So let me see what it adjusts. Or I might just have to stop going live on Periscope and just use my iPad versus this webcam. Because I don't know why it blurs up like this. It's just so annoying. Hold on. Let me switch to something else. And this is why, because credit repair and restoration, my pricing or consulting services is not the same for everyone, because everyone does not have the same credit issues, right? So it's customized, meaning that it depends on your personal credit situation, because again, everyone's credit is not the same. So why would I charge you the same? You know, I might have some people with bankruptcy, some people with repossession, some people with 5 or 6 collection of charge off. So everything is customized according to the condition of the credit. It's just like a fingerprint. No one has the same fingerprint. So everything is customized and personalized by the client's condition of the credit and the derogatories that are reported incorrectly that can be removed or deleted. So real quick, let me switch this, and this is what I mean. Like you can get, I'm going to switch my screen because it's looking blurry anyway. I'm going to show you this very short video clip on my Facebook page. And it's by T.I. A lot of my my followers who join with me in the home-based business, right? Wanted me, see, I'm all clear on Facebook. Wanted me to share this with you all because they thought it was very good and very information. A credit repair business will not do this for you, but this is what I offer through my credit consultation and consulting. So let's listen to T.I. Yeah, that's my thing on radioactive 5G. But Let's listen to the video with T.I. explaining this is what I offer along with credit restoration, because people have to understand that you need more cash flow. If you don't know ways to make your money grow outside of a job, you'll always be living off credit, and you're not supposed to live off credit. You're supposed to leverage credit to create more cash flow in your life. That means using your credit to invest in assets and not liabilities. Simple definition of assets versus liability by Robert Kiyosaki is assets puts money into your pocket. A liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket. And then I teach people that through a home-based business, by increasing your cash flow, now you can have money to save. Now you can have credit cards to buy Bitcoin with for the halving on May 12th. Now you can use your credit cards as a way to purchase an asset like a Bitcoin and not a liability like a pair of Jordans or J's. So let you all listen to T.I. and that's why I have to educate, because if you have a negative cash flow problem, meaning you're always living to paycheck, you're always going to have a credit problem. And Lexington Law and Credit Repair Business will not teach you or do things like that, right? So let's play this clip.
And when they set up rules for taxes, they put you in one of two categories. If you are an employee, that means you virtually have no tax deductions. As a matter of fact, when the 2018 tax code was released, they took away mileage, they took away all kinds of stuff from employees. But businesses, if you have a home-based business, that means your name and your social security number.
Okay. So first she said, if you have a home-based business, this means your name and social security number, right? You don't have to have an LLC. And I think T.I. is going to ask her this. And she talks about the changes of the taxes in 2018. You all have to realize that when these stimulus checks are being distributed, when the Fed is pumping more, getting more money, $3 trillion into the economy, this is going to increase your taxes and it's going to increase your prices for goods and services like groceries, gas, et cetera, right? Yeah, Jesus, you're absolutely right. FICO 10 is coming.
A Uber driver, a makeup artist, a soon-to-be rapper. You could be a Mary Kay lady, an 8-month.
Long as you got that tax ID number.
You don't even have to have a tax ID number. The new care, you don't need. All you need is your name and your social security number. You have a home-based business, and then you have 475 tax deductions. Now,
I listen. 475 tax deductions. See, when you're getting 6.2% of taxes taken out of your paycheck because you're just an employee, and now you don't have these 475 tax deductions, and prices are increasing called inflation, that's almost 9% of every paycheck. Every time you get paid, 9% you're losing out of your paycheck. And you're always going to be in the matrix. You're always going to be in the rat race. You're always going to be spinning wheels. You always have to need your credit, not to create more cash flow and get assets, but to just live, just to buy groceries and gas. Is it true that this business model grow to $1 million? Home-based business? Thank you, Melvin. Home-based business, the average income out for home-based business is $30,000 a year. That's average. Now you have some superstars that are millionaires. My mentor in this home-based business is a millionaire, right? And that's all he do. That's his specialty. He's been in it for 20 years. My specialty area is mainly credit and credit consultation and restoration. But I do understand that people are going to have to get, yes, Jesus, Brian Bean. Actually, when people enroll with me, they have direct access to Brian because I'm directly under Brian in the home-based business. Yeah.
This is what everybody got to understand. You got to do three things if you want to have some money. You got to spend less money. You gotta get more money. But the more money you make, the more the IRS will take. Okay?
All right. So she said you have to spend more money and you have to get more money, but you have to understand the more money you make, the more the IRS will take, right? So
the more you make, the more they take. Look at Antoine Walker, the NBA player. He had a $110 million contract, but he had $55 million in taxes because
110 million contract, 55 million in taxes. All right. That's why NBA players, NFL players, professional players go broke because they don't know how to keep more of their money from the IRS legally. Right. And then you have the Wesley Snipes situation. Don't know how to keep more of it legally. Right.
Nobody trained him. He talks about it openly. So now you got to get your money back. What do I mean by get your money back? If you went to the grocery store and bought $500 worth of groceries and ate all your groceries, and next week the grocery store manager said, come back and get your money, you will go back and get your money. But that's what the IRS says. When you have a business, you get to use your cell phone, and the IRS says, come get your money back. When you travel for business, the IRS says, come get your money back. You have children. Children are expensive. The IRS says you can hire your kids to work in your home-based business. They can file, they can sweep the floor, they can take out the trash.
Now she made a point. Children are expenses. Now your cell phone is not a bill. It's an expense to the IRS. Now your utilities in your home is not a bill for you. It's an expense that's tax deductible to the IRS. Things that you're already paying for anyway. You have residual bills. Why not have residual income? Right? Let me repeat that. You have residual bills. Why not have residual income? As she stated, children are expensive. I have a group of teenagers and I ask them, are children an asset or a liability? They know it's a liability. If you don't understand that during this quarantine and the groceries you're making for them, you should, and you can structure this through MWR in such a way, they're going to show you how to set it up to have your children and to claim up to $12,000 in tax deduction for this home-based business, right? Jesus says out taxes plus child support and not having business knowledge is a receipt for disaster. It really is, Jesus.
Home-based business, and you can make $12,000
T.I. T.I. said all his children work for him.
All my children work for me thanks to Family Hustle. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know, every month is on PH1. So all my children and my wife and employees, the things, you know, that I am able to now write off for them are things that probably, you know, may or may not have already been being done, but because now we're working together and, you know, under the business codes, we're able to deduct so much more, which helps us a lot.
It helps out. This is the game changer because, like, I'm dealing with a lot of like celebrities and Hollywood people, like writers, people behind the scenes, and they're making some nice money. Like they're making a couple $100,000. They're getting close to $1 million or over $1 million. But when they make more money, they owe the IRS so much money, and it's simple things like what you just said. I'm just like you. My whole family works, but everybody's on payroll. Okay, so when we take a trip, it's a business trip. I tell people, don't go on vacation. Don't go on family reunion. Take a business trip. Yeah, you can still go to Disney World. You can still go to the park where they burn the red tip.
Not family vacation though. We're on a business trip.
That's right.
So all the people out here getting, all of you ladies who getting flued at, and all you gentlemen who flying ladies at, discuss a little bit of business while you on this, you know, excursion of yours.
All right, Sean, on YouTube, you're absolutely correct. And T.I. said you ought to flying out, taking trips, discuss business, and make that a business tax deduction. Stop spending money on vacations. That's only an expense for you, and you can't use it as a tax deduction. Sean on YouTube said a good book for tax deductions is Lower Your Taxes Big Time, 2019-2020 by Sandy Bartkin. Just know, Sean, that with MWR, that is the app that we use, and we use Sandy Barkin's tax deduction. And you have that, and you download it to your phone, and you keep all of it in the cloud. So great point. Yeah, great point, Sean.
what I'm saying? So, do it in the name of philanthropy at least.
So, but listen to this. So, regular employees, so if you don't have a home-based business, and to me, everybody should have a home-based business. Everybody, even the kids. So my youngest daughter been working for me since she was 6. She's 18. I learned this from Sandy Bakken.
She just said Sandy Bakken, right? So she said her daughter's been working her since she was 6. That's the age, 6 to 17, right? And you all may not know this, but even your infant child, you can structure in such a way, you need to get with your tax professional, that your infant child can be tax deduction, but it has to be structured in such a way that your infant child may be modeling things of that nature. And you can create a business entity under that infant child to help, especially with a lot of the men that's especially paying child support. That can help them recuperate some of that money back.
To work for the IRS as he was the attorney for the IRS, training the auditors. He left the IRS, and now all he does is train people. So I've been following him for about 12 years, learning everything, learning the tax code. Do you know when you have a business, you have about 475 tax deductions? Everything from your meals, when you buy your personal items, when you travel, your dry cleaning, when you fly, everything. And employees only have about 8 deductions. So that's where people are losing a lot of their money, and they're leaving money on the table. So you got to get your money back. You got to get your money back.
I mean, this is all incredible information, man. I hope y'all got your notepads out, man. Hope you got your bowl and your spoon out, man, because I think this is the kind of information, this is the kind of information we all need to absorb, because these are the things, these are the key pivotal things that they keep it from us, man, but they hide them in books. So anytime we want to pick up
like T.I. said, they hide it in books, Sandy Bakken. But you know what? It's social. You see how many views this has on my Facebook? 110. Had I did a TikTok video, it would have been 400 to 500 views, right? 400 to 500, because people don't want a financial education. They want a get rich quick scheme. Warren Buffett even sold his airline stocks back. But people are still, and that's why I'm coming before you about the Bitcoin halving right now, because it's a financial transfer. But some people cannot be a part of it. Look at this. This is in our testimonial group. Thanks to MW, I got an instant pay raise without asking my boss, right? Take home $1,732.42. Gross pay. Look at this. To this, from 1,541 right out of their paycheck. The money, right? Let's go back to the Bible. You all know I do that. Is right in the fish's mouth. When the disciples were following Jesus and they need money, is nothing for Jesus. He can put gold in the fish mouth. He said, pay to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, give to God what belongs to God. Right? The money was there. The money was there. This is the debt elimination plan in the group. Help people get out of debt years and years earlier. Some credit score increases. So that's why I say it's going to take more than just, let me see, another pay increase. Let me see, can I find it? It's going to take more than just you getting credit restored. You're going to, as she said, you're going to have to keep more of your money. Then you're going to have to grow your money, right? But you first got to learn how to keep more of it through taxes. Then grow your money. For the crypto.com, yes, you can set up credit cards. And again, I talked about the Bitcoin halving. That was my real purpose for getting on here. And then we got into the difference between credit repair and credit consulting, because people need more money out of their paychecks because Dave Ramsey information is really obsolete right now. You can't even find a second job. Some people are losing their first job. So that get 2 jobs, you have 2 jobs right in your paycheck if you take advantage of this, right? Essential everyday CSA, my first time here live. I want you to know, I appreciate. Thank you so much. Credit cards for the Bitcoin halving, or are you asking credit cards to enroll in the home-based business? So that's the formula for success moving forward, people. Like I said, people want quick fix. You know, if I was on here and telling you to invest in some stocks, have you all ever asked yourself the 11, was it $million or was it trillion that was lost during the stock market crash? Where did that money go? Every time the stock market takes a crash, takes a dip, have you ever asked yourself, who gets that money? Where is that money? See, the stock market is so manipulated and controlled by Wall Street, right? And 90%, or is it 80% of the rich and wealthy own most, but they have inside information. So if Warren Buffett is pulling out his money and he's gone liquid in the stock market, because, you know, the black and brown community used to say, well, Warren Buffett invests in stocks. So if he's pulling out of stocks right now what? Good evening, Phoenix 33. So I'm not against stocks, but I'm more for Bitcoin, physical gold, and silver, right? Because Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is decentralized, meaning that it's not controlled by the feds. I don't want anything right now that's controlled by the feds. Just being honest, nothing. So again, right, Jesus says it's into the pockets of the rich. Yeah, they cash out way before. And that's where that money in the stock market is gone, into their pockets. Jeff Bezos has made, what, $10 billion more since this has happened. So let me share the link again. Again, if you use my referral links, it will be a 50% credit to you, right? And again, the special is on May 12th that you get a 50% discount off Bitcoin. And so, hey, if you need to adjust your paycheck by joining the business first to see if you have some money in your paycheck that you can retrieve out to help you, you know, if you're in position. That's why I didn't really understand people that was coming on live and saying, let me read this. Sean said, with crypto, if you're not a day trader, understand you're investing for the long term. Yeah, that's true. And understand too with Bitcoin, even though before the halving, it probably will take a temporary dump, right? Mean go down. But historically in 2012 and 2016, after the halving occurred for Bitcoin, that price was never offered at that lower price again. Like again, in 2012, you could have purchased Bitcoin for $11. It went up to $1,000 a year later. In 2016, right, the purchase was between $630, $700, and 17 months later, it went to $20,000. So as I stated, history may not always repeat itself the same way, but it often rhymes, right? And so, you know, why would you have to be focused on growing and keeping your money, people, to have a plan to get out of debt? If 50% of Americans did not have $400 of emergency funds in their checking account, why would I come before you now and tell you to start stacking cash? Right? Why would I come before you now and to tell you to pay off unsecured credit card debt and to dump all your card into your cash into debt, when there's really no recourse right now for people that may not be able to, other than getting negative credit? right? The reason why I push getting your credit, highly push consulting and repaired at this time, is because we are approaching a credit crisis as well, right? In July, banks will not lend to risky lenders. People are already defaulting on their mortgage debts, credit card debts, student loans deferment have been 6 months deferred by President Trump. And I hear some people that saying the government may cancel student loans. I highly doubt that, because after 2008, the Obama administration made all student loans federal. The federal government never canceled out their own debt. So it went from being federal to private. I highly doubt that they would cancel out student loans that were retrieved before or occurred after 2008, because that's their debt. The federal never gives you anything for free. Now, they may bankrupt the United States to cancel out the US debt. They're not going to cancel out their debt. I don't even see them canceling out mortgage debts, right? Because it's physical real estate connected to that. It's collateral connected to that. Now, the only debt that I see that may get canceled out by inability to repay is credit card debt, because it's unsecured, is no collateral connected with it, right? And you will be in default. And if this health epidemic occurs again in November, then you may not even get a court date if they try to take you to court to re-garnish the check. So they just may write it off. The banks might just write it off as bad debts to save them money in taxes, right? So Mamba Sneak, I like that name, says it's a home-based business versus crypto, which is better. Mamba, I suggest that people do both. This is my recession-proof strategy, right? A cash flowing business, home-based business, which is with FICO 10 approaching. That's why I'm highly, and with all the education you get about MWR, the Sandy Botkins, the app, the 475. But if you know 40 million Americans' credit score will drop in July due to the changes of FICO 10, you definitely want a home-based business that will help with that credit area. I am overwhelmed right now with clients. I have someone from Georgia to contact me yesterday and asked me, could she outsource her clients to me? And I told her, no, I can't. I'm overwhelmed with my own clients. I can't take yours on. That's how big and on demand credit is going to be in the next upcoming weeks. And so I highly recommend it, definitely. And just because of the support team that you have, right? And you don't have to learn a new skill set or strategy, because with Forex or with stocks, you need to learn to be a trader. You don't know how long that can, while you're learning the skill set, you may also lose money in the process. So you need something that's more recession proof, and you have to look at where the trends are going, right? So cash flowing home-based business, cryptocurrency, coins, particular silver coins, right? Because you'll get a greater return on your investment. And as with silver, just know this will be a long-term strategy as well, right? The more debt that the United States create, gold and silver always have to reset the accounting system and currency for that. So right now, silver is looking to get a higher return on your investment versus gold. For short term, get your cash flowing home-based business, right? Coins, crypto. For long term, what I mean long term, up to 17 months. Short term, another strategies is my fourth C is crops, right? Crops. What I mean by that is agricultural products. Meat markets are closing down. Groceries prices are going to increase. If you have farm land, you having and growing your own crops is like gold right now. It's like Bitcoin. And then, of course, credit. So those are my 5 C's. So let me restate that again. Your short-term strategy right now, get more money out your paycheck. Cash flow in business that will help people in the credit crisis. 2, get it together yourself. You need to have a great credit union behind you, right? Because banks are starting lowering credit limits on their credit cards. Credit unions are lowering credit limits as well, but it's not as a big impact as banks are doing. Because I personally had a $25,000 Penn Fed credit card. They lowered it to $15,000, but I still have a very high credit limit, right? I still can work with $15,000 credit card in case of any emergencies. My mortgage, for example, will take credit card payments, so I can pay my mortgage up to 15 months on a credit card if need be, if an emergency situation. So get your credit in position, right? And then get your crops for your health and your children or whoever, your significant other, your spouse. Long-term strategies, crypto and coins. Crypto and coins. So again, hello, Curtis. Our Black and brown community sleep too much on a home-based business. They go right into stocks. They go right into, Forex, for example, and they don't even understand the money that they're missing out of their own paycheck that you can use to trade with, because you get taxed on those trades, right? Even if you're trading in the stock market or with Forex, what are you going to do to save yourself for being taxed on that gains or your profit of those trades? See, when the rich and wealthy say, keep more money that you make, the middle class automatically think that means I have to live frugal. And which is true. You do have to get out of being a consumer. You have to get out of being a consumer. Let me tell you, you're right, Curtis. Business ownership is the key to wealth. But it needs to be a home-based business. Because if it's not home-based, then you don't have the home-based tax deductions on your bills. And you can't turn your bills into expenses that you can write off if it's not home-based, And why not a home-based business at this time? Because people are quarantined. They're already at home. Now you have some people who employees are going to shift from them working in the office now to work from home, but they won't have home-based business tax deduction because they still operating as an employee. But if they add this business to their home as they do their job from home, now they get those tax deductions because you're working from home for your job anyway. So if you don't have $1,000 to invest in May 12th for the halving and 50% off, my question is, why don't you? The clubs are closed. You can't go to any sporting events and spend money. Around this time will be graduation months. You will be spending money on graduates and gifts and traveling to see your loved ones, your family, friends graduate, sending them, donations. You don't have to do that. You didn't have a spring break to spend your money on spring break, right? Gas is lower. You don't have anywhere to travel. Why wouldn't you have that in your reserve? Then some people have gotten stimulus. Why not invest your stimulus in either the Bitcoin halving and your home-based business, right? So I'm logging off. It looks like my video is getting blurry again. I don't know how I'm going to fix this camera. I don't know why it does that. Curtis says most people need to get to the B quadrant. Exactly. Curtis, is as fast as possible. I don't think people, let me try to share this screen because it's blurring up anyway. So let me explain real quick. Then I know I sound like a preacher that's closing, but people need a financial education. Even if you follow Robert Kiyosaki on Twitter, that's all he's been tweeting about is Bitcoin, physical gold, and silver to prepare for the long term of what's ahead. Okay, I see this Fed borrowed $3 trillion. Why some people may bank online. So let me log off. But let me show this cash flow quadrant. Let me get a short clip of it. Okay.
Robert Kiyosaki is about to give you the information you need to implement a realistic, achievable plan of building and growing wealth.
Kiyosaki is a New York Times best-selling author of, among other books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
To date, the series has sold 20 million plus copies worldwide. Today, Kiyosaki shares his revolutionary wisdom with you, just as his rich dad shared it with him.
It's information that can take you from working for money to your money working for you.
Information that can set you free.
The story of Rich Dad, Poor Dad is really a story of two different fathers with two different sets of values and completely different sets of advice. So I don't mean to insult anybody or, damage your values, but really that was the difference. For example, my poor dad always said, go to school, get good grades, get a high-paying job, work hard, live below your means, save money, get out of debt, have a good retirement. And that was my poor dad's values. My rich dad said, you probably won't get rich doing that way because very few people get rich following that plan. The important diagram my rich dad showed me when I was a little boy was a diagram known as the cash flow quadrant. And the quadrant is made up of the 4 different people who make up the world of business. So my rich dad said, in the world of business, there's E's, and E's stand for employees. An employee, he says, you can always tell who they are by their core values. And what the employee, whether the president or the janitor of the company, will always say the same words. The words are, I'm looking for a safe, secure job with benefits. That's what makes them an employee, because their core values is their security. The other one of the 4 is the S for the small business owner or the self-employed. And again, their core values will cause them to use the same words, which are, if you want it done right, do it by yourself. S means they're also solo. They're generally one-person act. They operate by themselves. On the right side of the quadrant are the B's. And what Rich Dad said the B stood for was big business, or like Bill Gates. Forbes defines big business as 500 employees or more. And their words are different. They said, I'm looking for a good system, a good network, and the smartest people I know to help run my business. So they're unlike the S. They don't want to run the company by themselves. They want smart people to run the companies for them. And then the 4th of the quadrant is the I, and I stands for investor. These are people who have money work hard for them. These people are people who have people work hard for them. And these are the people that work hard for the rich. So early on in my life, it was my poor dad who always said to me, Robert, go to school so you get a high-paying job. And so my poor dad's core value was to be an employee. He wanted job security, promotions, a steady paycheck, and all this. And so it was my rich dad who said to me, he says, Robert, if you really want to be rich, learn to build businesses. It made more sense to him to work hard to build a business, something you own and something you pass on from generation to generation to your kids. Whereas my poor dad said work hard, but my rich dad said, why would you work hard for something you'll never own and you get fired from right away? Again, that was the difference in values. So my rich dad suggested I learn how to be a business owner and learn how to be an investor. And that's one of the big differences. On this side of the quadrant, these people here work for security. They work for money also. On this side over here, their key value that they want is they want freedom. They don't want to have to work at a job anymore. They don't want to have to work for the rest of their lives. So the beauty of building a business and learning how to invest is very simply that this is passive income. You work hard for a few years, but possibly for the rest of your life, income keeps flowing to you. One of the reasons I consider a direct selling business a perfect business is very simply because the company will work with you to get the business skills that make you rich. Always remember that it's not money that makes you rich, it's business skills. And that's why it's a perfect business. That'll take us.
All right, so he mentioned a direct selling business, but also in the cash flow quadrant, what that video did share, employees get taxed on average 40% out of their paycheck. Solo specialists, doctor and lawyers get taxed even higher, 60%. This category, build businesses. Some people don't have the skill, just like trading, to build a business from the ground up. This is 500 or more employees, right? But tax 20%. And then this is where you have the Jeff Bezos, the big businesses, the Amazon, the Home Depots that are still open, the Lowe's, the Walmart. They're at even 0% because they also invest their money, right, that they make. And see, people don't want a financial education. They want quick fix. But Bitcoin, it said Bitcoin is expensive right now. May 12th is going to be 50. Yeah, Bitcoin is the people's money, right? May 12th is going to be 50% off. So you can buy, you don't have to buy one share of Bitcoin. You can buy a 0.1 share. The point is get something. You have $200 or $300 to get in there. If get in, know what seasons you're in. People will tell you to cut up your credit cards, right? But they'll accept your payments for their goods and services with credit cards. So use credit cards in this case to invest in the home-based business and cryptocurrency with Bitcoin. So, hey, I'm logging off. Didn't mean to stay on this long. So I hope this all help you. Bezos owns 100 businesses. He's an investor, exactly. But a lot of people are not going to get to the point where they're going to manage 500 or more employees. So you start over here and then you take a $200 investment. Thank you so much, Phoenix 33. And you get the 475 tax deductions and you get more money out of your paycheck. Thank you so much, Bishop, for joining in. Thank you all. Have a great, great night. And I hope this video and knowledge was some wealth to you. So get yourself prepared for May 12th, the biggest wealth transfer, Bitcoin, physical gold, and silver. You're right, Jesus. People have to start by managing themselves. And they have to start by managing their money. And that's what this whole MWR is about. You have to income shift. If you can't manage your money, you're sure not going to manage a credit card because that's the bank's money. If you don't know how to manage your money, you're not going to manage Visa, MasterCard. That's why MasterCard is going to master you. American Express, Discover, and nothing else because you don't manage your money. We got people that don't even know the difference between an asset and a liability. And they just consume. Do you all know that the United States is built on consumers to spend their money on this? Nadia said, don't start. In January, what do they have for you to celebrate? New Year's. People got to go out, club, buy out New Year's 2020. You know, a lot of people said they have 2020 vision. They've already lost their 2020 vision. Then in February, you have Valentine's Day. See, every month is designed to take your money if you consume. Then in March, you have spring break, right? And I think St. Patrick's Day or something they celebrate. And then April, I guess it's April Fools and And then you have May coming with your Mother's Day, and then June, Mother's Day graduation. In June is Father's Day. Then July is the Black and Brown holiday, mostly 4th of July, right? Got to barbecue, got to have beer. And then in August is back to school time. So you spend money in back to school or getting the kids set up for college. Then September, you have Labor Day, right? People got to barbecue and beer again. And then October, big holiday. Oh, yeah, I did forget about Easter. That's April. Thank you so much, Percy. Yeah, April, Easter. And then they put religion on that. I just really hate that. People got to get the new Easter outfits and Easter suits. Then it comes to Halloween in October, right? Then November is Thanksgiving. And then December is Christmas. And then in January, they reset the clock on you to do it all over again. Until you get a financial education, you'll never get out of living paycheck to paycheck or getting out the rat race. So I'm just, I came live, tired and all, to give you this groundbreaking news so you can prepare yourself financially to take advantage of the 50% off Bitcoin halving that crypto.com is offering. So if you want that link, I put it in the description on Facebook and Periscope, but you can also go to my YouTube channel. It's there as well. And you all, thanks for tuning in. I don't take anything for granted. And you all have a great, great night. Thank you, Life Media Pro.